All right. So, uh, here with me is my friend Danny, who just got back from his mission in Mexico about
2
two
weeks
weeks
ago.
ago now.
hmm
All right. Want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Well, I'm Danny Coleman. I am 21 years old, and I just finished my 2-year mission in Mexico, um, in the states of Puebla, Mexico, and Tlaxcala, Mexico. And I was there for about 2 years and learned a lot of different things. For
All
instance,
right.
Spanish.
That being a big one.
Yes,
Um.
surprisingly.
All right. Um. Would you like to give us a brief summary of what it was like having to live in a foreign country for 2 years? You know, getting used to their customs, different food, laws, or just being away from home for 2 years?
The first thing you gotta understand of going to a different country is you know nothing.
Okay,
Um,
that makes sense.
if you ever think, why would someone do that? You better throw that idea out of your head. The reason being is because
Okay.
culture is completely different for every single custom. For instance,
Right.
um, what is a custom that we have here in America? Usually, you
Tipping.
can't think of it. Tipping is a massive one. The idea of, hey, your service was well paid, it was great, maybe the waiter showed up very often, things like that. You
Hmm.
give them a tip. That is in our culture. A European looks at that as like, why would you do that? Like, I get why you do that, but
Yeah.
why?
How does a Mexican look at it?
How does a Mexican look at it? They like getting money, but that's about it.
Fair. Do they
Mexicans
still
don't
think it's a
tip.
bit weird though?
They think it's weird.
Let's get down to the main
Language?
topic of the video.
Yes, of
So,
course. After
learning the
5 minutes.
language and how that helps you to better understand their culture.
I believe that through doing that, through learning a different language,
Hmm.
so there are two ways that you can do it. You can either go the school method or you can go the sink or swim method.
Right.
I feel like a combination of both is the best method,
Hmm.
but if I would be lying if I said one is less effective, one isn't less effective than the other. The school method is vocabulary, basically
Right.
that. You
It's a great
learn
starting point, but that's about it.
lays the foundations, nothing more.
Yeah.
Sink or swim
Which is
is
somewhat like you do have to get that foundation in some form in order to get anywhere. Just because, I mean, you're just gonna sink if you don't know how to tell when someone's talking to you
oh,
or someone
obviously, yeah,
else, at the very least.
yeah.
Um, but that's about as far as it'll get you.
Mhm.
It
We
sounds,
like to
but like,
get things quickly.
well,
We
yeah,
are very
just
impatient.
as human
As
beings,
humans,
it's just
exactly.
like,
If you can
give
say
me the
something
information
quickly,
right now. Go, go, go,
do
go,
it.
go.
That is a universal thing for language, and learning how a language does that is very fascinating to me. This is kind of part of like understanding their culture of how they convey that message
Okay.
and what they count as that. Something that I like, you can look at different words and figure out why that word exists based off of the root of it. Now, I
Okay.
don't know, like looking at English for this is kind of weird to me
Hmm.
because it's like looking at a mirror and trying
Yeah.
to find something there. It's like, okay, I can't really do that. But English to Spanish, it's very easy. For instance, so Spanish is so not just Mexico, but I would say Spain, all the Spanish different languages
Hmm.
are based in heavy Catholicism.
Yes.
Insane to degrees that no
Yes,
one
because
here can
Spain
understand.
was insanely Catholic, like very devoutly Catholic, and then they spread that to
To
Mexico, which is
everywhere.
how Mexico got the language in the first place, is from the Spaniards.
Yep. The
Yeah.
point is, the word that everyone knows, like, hey, how do you say goodbye in Spanish? Adios. Adios is literally a word that says to God. Adios. Is the word for to or direction, and Dios is God.
Oh.
They literally took those two words, combined them together, and said, this is goodbye. It's saying, go to God.
Oh. Okay, so it sounds more like a permanent goodbye kind of
No,
a
no,
thing.
no. It's more of like a well wish.
Oh, like God be with you.
Basically, God be with you.
Okay.
God be like that's a perfect way of saying Dios está contigo or something like that. God is with you, I guess is that
Yeah.
word.
Okay.
You also have
You know,
other
it
ones
just-
which
Take care until we see each other again, kind of. Be
effectively,
safe.
but with a religious context.
Yeah.
And you can understand that.
Yeah,
by
God be
looking
with you
at
till we
them.
meet again.
Mm-hmm. Another one. What's another good example of that? Not necessarily with a religious aspect, but looking at their words, you can figure out what something means by just looking at it. For instance,
Okay.
the word for an umbrella. What does an umbrella do?
It protects you from water.
Exactly. That is
Or the
the
sun.
direct translation in Spanish.
Protect from water?
Paraguas, for water.
Well, that makes me think it's like a bucket or a bottle.
It's literally a paraguas. That's what they call it. Four waters.
What do you think helped you to learn the language the best? Like, what was
Live
the best?
there.
Just.
I say live there, sink or swim.
Mm-hmm.
So long as you have a foundation, you'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah. Get your basic vocabulary first, so you have a starting point, and then just jump in.
Jump in and absolutely remove the entire concept of speaking English.
Oh.
Go to a place where you cannot speak English to survive. This is the issue with
Okay.
the northern parts of Mexico because they're very
Because a lot of them
touristy.
speak English.
So there was a member in one of my areas. That great guy. I'll talk about him not on a video. Because it's not about this thing. But to talk about that point, he was Mexican, so
Mhm.
spoke Spanish natively,
Mhm.
learned English on his mission, and
Okay.
then actually got really darn good with his English, I'll be honest. Almost
Wow.
killed his accent. Like when he spoke English, it was really, really good. He was working internationally with people in the States, Germans, and I think Japanese, if I remember right. And all
That's an
of
interesting
them,
combination.
there was something for, I want to say cars or something like that. I don't remember.
That makes sense, actually.
And all of them would meet in Zoom meetings and speak in pure English. Not one of them
Yep.
would speak their native language.
Yep.
That is the power of learning a different language.
So, let's touch a bit more on why. How does learning this language help you to better understand the culture that it comes from? Like, what do you think you were able to better grasp of Mexican culture because of learning the language? Aside from the obvious of, well, it lets you actually talk to people and ask questions to learn.
I mean,
Like, aside from what
aside
does the
from
language itself
understanding
teach you about?
the language itself,
Like things like how you said, like adios. It's to God. Their way of saying goodbye is in and of itself religious because their culture is so deeply religious.
to me,
What
that
other
is the
things like that are
biggest.
there?
To me, that's the biggest one. Of, I guess, understanding like other. It's not quite slang, but they're kind of like idioms. Not really
Okay.
idioms. Not kind of. Like Mexican Spanish is different than Spain Spanish.
Yeah. Just like we
Understanding
talk a little bit differently than
Brits.
Canadians do, or British, or Australians.
Mhm. If you get used to
Though the difference
listening or
between Canadians
speaking
is a little
that
less.
like version of it, you can figure out what that culture values. You can figure out based off of their idioms, based off of their manners of
Yeah,
speaking.
what they tweak
What
in
they
comparison
like.
to the original version.
I'm trying to think of an example because I remember there being one of like Mexicans say it like this because they prefer this style. And there's one other one where Spaniards say it like this because they prefer that. But I can't remember what it was. But I remember that there are instances of that existing. Of like the Mexicans just simply change their Spanish because they do. Like how we change our English because we do to fit our needs or to fit what we like.
What benefit do you think the average American could get from learning another language aside from English, whatever that language may be?
It humbles you.
Okay.
To learn a language, you need to go. So there's two aspects to this that I'll say.
Okay.
So on one hand,
And then after this, we'll kind of wrap up.
yeah, it's really demoralizing. Demoralizing isn't quite the right word for it. Kind of. If you go to a culture and you're trying your absolute hardest to speak, and then a 2-year-old walks over and says, "Well, you're blah
Bad at this.
is terrible." And you're just like,
Wow, you're bad at
"Wow,
this."
a 2-year-old speaks better than I do." Like
Ooh.
that is a slice of humble pie right there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Granted-
that'll put things in perspective. That'll put you in your
Granted,
place.
you also need to recognize that this child just speaks the language.
Right.
You need to accept that and say, eventually, I will get there. Eventually, I'll be able to speak. Eventually, I'll be able to do this, but I'm not there. I have to be
Okay.
patient. I have to keep on working at it, and I need to accept that I'm going to make mistakes. People are going to probably make fun of me. Might even laugh about you saying something really stupid.
Okay.
Like you're gonna make mistakes. It's gonna take it in stride. You're gonna have
Okay.
you're gonna have a
What-
good time. But also, like all of this coming to the point of you know nothing. Accept that. Move forward. Get off of this weird like
Not high horse, but
not
this like
high horse, but
contentment and like comfort of just like I know where I stand. I know what I can do and all that. Like I know things and like oh wait no I know nothing.
you know nothing. It also gives you a different perspective of looking at immigrants.
Oh that I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
How many people
putting yourself in the kind of putting yourself in their shoes kind of a thing of you know
You know nothing.
moving to a new country
you know
and not
absolutely
knowing the
nothing,
language that is spoken by the people there that you now have to
and
interact
then-
with to live.
So you going over there gives you that experience.
That
you
makes
coming back,
sense.
you now know, okay,
How they
what helped
feel.
me, what didn't help me, what did people offer me, what do I wish people offered? And then take that idea and then
and you
use
and
it.
like kind of pay it forward.
Mm-hmm.
That I like that.
I would say that is one of the most, and also if you have to learn their language, then you can help them offer
Well,
a
yeah,
bit of
yeah, yeah.
stability. But even
Yeah.
if you don't, then
Because
you can still
you
say,
can offer a bridge.
don't worry, I understand how it feels. Maybe not exactly, but let me help you. I'll see what I
Yeah,
can do
yeah,
to help
yeah.
you adjust. You can school them in that instances. You can help them say like, all right,
Yeah, that makes a
This
lot of
will help.
sense.
things like that. All of this coming to the grand like culmination of you're a better person. I would say so. So long as you actually do something with it, you will be a better person by being
Okay.
able to help other people with those talents. Maybe not the exact talent. Like, I don't know if I'll actually be able to help people through Spanish. Let's say I learn Japanese instead. I still feel like the skills utilized are still useful, even if the actual language isn't.
Okay.
Learning the skill set or going through that experience, I do believe betters a person.